everyone, Nick here again, back to talk about Fear the Walking Dead. And this isn't really going to be a review per se. It was more of an analysis, I guess, of season 3 as a whole so far. This is a video I've been thinking about making, but I finally decided to make. The most recent episode is what prompted me to make this video. Honestly, I know I did Fear the Walking Dead episode reviews early in the season, but I haven't really done it since. Just because I haven't really been sure of what to say for a while. But yeah, it's time for me to actually say something about it. Honestly, I'm just really struggling with this show this season to have any sort of sympathy for two of our protagonists. It's like the show just has a lot of problems with humanity and personal responsibility. And it's just the lack of morals between Madison and Nick. It's really getting to me. I'm gonna start with Madison. Her whole mantra is that she's trying to keep her family safe. Just do whatever for the sake of family. But I mean, is she really doing that? I mean, she refuses to kill Troy. Troy should be dead so many times over by now. It's a joke at this point that he just keeps getting in situations where someone should kill him and they don't. Like, it has now happened at least 6 or 7 times. If Madison really wanted to keep her family safe, she would have killed Troy by now. I mean, she should have done it earlier, like in the first half of the season, but she definitely should have done it when she drove him out to exile him, and he killed one of Walker's people. And then she just let him go because, you know, clearly he will never find his way back to the ranch. I mean, it's not like she just drove him a couple miles away, still in the desert. I'm sure he's at least somewhat familiar with the terrain. Or if not, then he'll find somewhere that leads to a road that he knows, and he will find his way back. Okay? And she should have done it there and then. She's keeping her family safe, even though she's just left him out there to bring a whole herd back. I mean, he could have done any number of things. Speaking of Walker, he did kill Travis. I mean, he may not have personally directly killed him, but he was responsible. You know, it was his people, his orders. He's the one who demanded the helicopter be shot down, so Travis's death is on him. And Madison couldn't care less about that, it seems. And, like, I just can't really reconcile that fact. Like, Walker is still being presented as an antagonist, in a sense, although it's kind of slowly fading away in a weird way in some ways. But, you know, I still think that at the end of the day he is an antagonist, and I think something will happen that will finally turn Madison against him once and for all. At least I hope so. But it's just, like, I know she hasn't really had the right moment to take Walker out. She's had that moment plenty of times with Troy, but she hasn't had the right moment yet with Walker. But honestly, I get the feeling that if she does get that moment, she'll just let it pass. She won't do anything to him. She's all over the place for me, because, like, she's saying she wants to keep the family safe, but she keeps these murderers around and just lets more people die because she won't do anything about that. And then she's saying, like, she wants to live on a ranch because she grew up in Alabama and it reminds her of home. That is so stupid, honestly. Like, it's just, that makes no sense to me at all. Like, I don't even know how to respond to that one. I really don't. It makes zero sense to me how you could care enough about living on a ranch that you're willing to put your family in danger, because she is. No matter what she thinks she's doing, she's putting her family in danger by not killing who she should kill and letting people die that don't have to die. So while I think Madison is all over the place with her morals, I think Nick is a straight up idiot. I keep hearing, like, he's really smart, you know, he gets it. No, he doesn't. He's a total idiot. I mean, just his logic for not killing Troy makes even less sense than Madison's. Like, it's kind of like the impression I was getting was that he feels that he owes Troy for, you know, killing his father. But he got Jake killed. He stopped Jake from killing Troy, and in doing so, got Jake killed. A lot of people try to say that it wasn't Nick's fault, or that it was more Troy's fault, but no, it is, at best, like 90-10 in terms of responsibility. It's hard, because he takes no responsibility for anything he does wrong. And he does a lot of things wrong, okay? Like, back in season 2, when they got at that weird Mexican farm thing where Strand's partner was, he just kind of immediately looked to the lady there as a mother figure, and I don't even know what that was all about. That was just so random, so out of left field. And then that prompted Madison to kill her and burn the whole place down. Well, okay, Daniel burned the place down. I don't think that was Madison's intention, but still, she killed the lady in charge. And then, also, I cannot forget, the season 2 finale, or part 1 of it at least, when he's still in that, the little town in Mexico, where he met Luciana. He pushes, like, there's a zombie that, it was just a person that died of their injuries, and got up, and attacked him, and he pushes the walker over a railing, and the walker lands on some poor guy, and it just bites his nose off. And he took no responsibility for that. He didn't even realize that it was all his fault that happened. But 2 people died because that zombie bit another lady's finger off. Although I don't know why they couldn't have just chopped her hand off and saved her life, or at least tried to save her life, but whatever, doesn't matter. And now he hit Jake in the back of the head with the grenade launcher that Troy found, and knocked him down a hill, and then a zombie came up and bit his arm. Even just falling down the hill could have killed him. You know, he could have landed wrong and broken his neck. He could have hit a rock too hard, fractured his skull. He could have landed on a very pointy cactus. Any number of things could have happened. You know, he could have pushed him down, and there's a rattlesnake that just happens to be there, and it bites him and poisons him and kills him. But, yeah, like, he killed Jake. Obviously I don't think he meant to, but he did. And he's taking zero responsibility for it, and I don't expect him to ever take any responsibility for it. Like, the show doesn't seem to realize that it was his fault, which is really what's getting to me. Like, the stuff that's going on, like, with the writing, it's so hard. Like, it's getting harder and harder every single episode for me to have any sympathy for Madison or Nick. They keep making them do things that make no sense, that are just reckless and irresponsible, and it's a problem. It is a serious problem. I don't just mean for the people in the show, I mean for me as a viewer, because I am supposedly watching this to root for these people. And, like, I don't know, like, I I watch Breaking Bad. That is my #1 favorite show of all time. And on that show, it knew that its protagonist was becoming the bad guy. It knew it, and it embraced it, and that's what made it so captivating to watch. Fear the Walking Dead does not seem to realize that that is what it's doing. And so there is no sympathy. There is no reason to root for them. At least for me. The only member of the Clark family that I have any sympathy for at this point is Alicia. I think that she has the right balance of humanity, but also guts, like to do the right thing. And I do think she's a good leader. And like at the end of this most recent episode, everyone's looking at her as the leader, and I think that's the right move because I think she should lead. I hear a lot of people comparing Madison to Rick. I see Alicia as more like Rick because she still has a conscience, basically, but she's not afraid to get her hands dirty. Like, when the season 2 finale, after Travis accidentally killed one of the guys at the hotel after he killed the 2 kids that killed his son, and he killed a 3rd guy by accident. Like, that guy's, I think, brother? I think it was his brother. He went up to Travis and pointed a gun at his face. He was ready to kill him, and, you know, outside looking in, it's kind of hard to blame him for that. But, like, right as he was about to pull the trigger, Alicia stabbed him in the heart and just, like, that was the right move in that moment, you know? Just, that was the right move. She did the right thing in that moment to save Travis, although, considering he was dead 2 episodes later, doesn't really matter much. That was more of a Rick moment than anything I've seen Madison do, really. Or most of the things I've seen Madison do. Madison, for me, is more like Shane. Because she just does whatever to stay alive. Like that's just it. Like, well, I'm alive, that's all that matters. Whatever I just did doesn't matter because I'm still alive now, so yeah. That's all that matters. But I don't know. I'm not saying to become weak. I'm not saying to be stupid. But you have to hold on to some sense of morality, you know? Madison is Shane to me. And, like, I hear her get compared to Rick, and like she's presented as being in the right. You know, Shane, like everything that he said and did, he was clearly shown to be like this is not the guy that you want to root for. This is not the guy who's gonna help keep us alive. It was clearly shown to be Rick, but on this show it's basically putting Madison in the right, and it's presenting Alicia as just the dissenter for the sake of dissenting. Just to make another Breaking Bad comparison, Alicia is kind of getting the same treatment from a lot of people as Skylar did. You know, she's the one who's not hesitating to call out the protagonist, the main character, for their very dubious things. Dubious at best, I should say. And she just presented as just being in the wrong and just being annoying and catty. So, yeah, that's the impression I'm getting. And that's how a lot of people are viewing Alicia. It's just, like, I keep hearing from a lot of fans, like, this is just the right thing. This is just the right thing to do. Like, Madison knows how to do the hard thing. And I'm like, the hard thing isn't just staying alive. That's easy, you know? You kill whoever, and you're still alive. The hard thing is holding on to your humanity. Obviously, part of humanity is, yes, being alive. Otherwise, that's not humanity, that's just death. You're not really a human anymore, you're a corpse. But humanity also includes just keeping who you are. Like, not losing who you are as a person. On The Walking Dead, Rick and his group, they know how to do the hard thing. which is to stay alive and stay human. Fear the Walking Dead just does not have that balance for me. Not as much as I think it should. But still, I hear people saying that, like, all of this kind of moral gray areas makes Fear the Walking Dead automatically a better show. Like, oh, it's so much better than The Walking Dead now. Like, this season is so much better than the last season. This season is better than every other season of The Walking Dead. I've heard people say that too. And no, okay, just shut up. No. Like, okay, from a technical standpoint, I will admit that Season 3 is very well made. Like, it's very well directed, and it is well acted. The cinematography, the editing, it's all good. It's all there. All the technical stuff is there. But just in terms of who to root for, it's getting harder and harder for me every single week. So yeah, I do find Season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead extremely overrated. There have really only been 2 episodes this season that I really liked. The very first episode, part 1 of the premiere, not part 2, the one where Travis died in the first 5 minutes. The other one is episode 4, the one that focused on Daniel and showed where he'd been, what he'd been up to after the place in Season 2 burned down. That episode is the best episode of Fear the Walking Dead, in my opinion. But as an overall season, I'd say that, you know, taking all the technical aspects into account, I would say that this season of Fear the Walking Dead is about even with Season 7 of The Walking Dead. But there's a difference, because The Walking Dead had to sink to this point. Fear the Walking Dead had to rise to it. I guess it's just because Fear the Walking Dead has shown an improvement in technical quality that people are saying that it's better. But I can't really say I agree with that. I mean, technically, yeah, it's well made, but I'm just again, I'm just having a hard time with the characters. I just hear people saying all the time that being human makes you weak. You know, I heard Ophelia say it about Jake in this episode. I'm like, shut up, Ophelia. You have done nothing other than poison people. Being human doesn't make you weak. It makes you that. It makes you human. It makes you just that. Just throughout history, humanity has been through a lot, you know? You know, we've been through plagues, outbreaks, of course other stuff like wars and whatnot, crusades, just people just murdering each other over nothing. But in the end, we've still stayed human. We've still learned from our mistakes and improved on ourselves. We made ourselves better people. And the Walking Dead, everything they've been through, they are holding on to their humanity. It's hard for them sometimes, but they get through it. Fear the Walking Dead, they don't even try to hold on to their humanity. They shove it to the side like it doesn't matter. But it does. It does matter. Because what are you fighting for if you're not holding on to yourself, to your humanity? Humanity deserves your best effort. That's the best way I can say it. Don't be stupid and don't be weak, but be human. Okay, so I've rambled long enough. That'll do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. I'll probably be doing more videos, like more frequently, apart from just my reaction videos for Fear the Walking Dead. I'll probably be doing more as the new season of The Walking Dead approaches. It's now just about 3 weeks away. 4 weeks. So, yeah, that'll do it for this video. And I'll see you next time.